Traveling. Dialogue 1. Excuse me, do you speak English?
A little.
I'm afraid I'm lost. Can you help me?
Of course. Is this your first time visiting China?
Yes, it is all very confusing.
Where are you trying to go?
To the Fujian Bank on Beijing Road.
I'm sorry, but that's on the other side of the city. You are very far from where you want to be.
Oh no, I have a business meeting I must get to.
Would you like to take a bus there?
How long will that take?
Almost an hour.
No, the meeting is at 3 o'clock and it's already 2:30.
How about a taxi? That will only take about 20 minutes.
That sounds good. How will I tell the driver where to go?
Do you speak Chinese?
No. Do many taxi drivers speak English?
Not really. Most do not know enough English to help you.
What will I do?
I will help you get a taxi. Then I will tell the driver where to go in Chinese.
Thank you so much.
If you stay long in China, you should learn some Chinese.
I will have to. I'm staying here on business for 6 months.
Then you must learn or you will have many problems.
Dialogue 2. Bonjour.
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Oh, excuse me. I thought you were French.
No, I'm British.
Are you a tourist here in France?
Yes, I'm sorry, but I don't know any French.
Bonjour means hello. What do you think of France?
I'm enjoying myself very much.
France is known all over the world for its food. Have you tried any?
I've had some wonderful cheese, also some wine.
French wines are very famous, especially champagne. It's sparkling white wine.
I've also enjoyed many pastries.
How long will you be visiting France?
I'm staying for 2 weeks. I'm traveling all over the country.
Where have you been so far?
I've been to the Riviera.
Have you been to Paris?
Not yet.
You cannot visit France without seeing its most famous city.
I plan to leave for Paris in 3 days. I really want to see the Eiffel Tower.
I must go now. Have a safe trip.
Thank you for talking with me. I enjoyed our conversation.
Dialogue 3.
Hey there, you look bewildered.
I am.
Are you new to Australia?
Yes, I just got here yesterday.
Where are you from?
The U.S., from California.
What are you having trouble with?
I'm trying to exchange money. Do you know where I can do that?
There is a bank right down this street.
Thanks so much.
Are you finding it difficult to adjust?
A little, but at least everyone speaks English. When I was in Vietnam, it was a lot harder to adjust.
Do you speak any Vietnamese?
I didn't when I arrived, but then I learned a few phrases in the 3 weeks I was there.
Is it hard to learn Vietnamese?
It is difficult because it's very different from English.
Why were you in Vietnam?
Just on vacation, I was curious about Vietnam, so I decided to visit.
Well, here you won't have to learn a new language, but you'll have to learn the way we say some things.
Yes, you Australians have some very interesting idioms.
Are you staying long?
I'll be here for a year. I'm studying at a university in Sydney.
I hope you will enjoy your stay.
I'm sure I will. Substitutions. 1. A little, some, a bit, a touch. 2. Can you help me? Do you think you can assist me? Can you lend me a hand? Could you be of assistance? 3. Where are you trying to go? Where do you need to be? What place are you looking for? Where are you attempting to get to? 4. How long will that take? Will it take long? How many minutes? How long will the ride last? 5. That sounds good. That's acceptable. It will be suitable. That's fine. 6. I'm sorry, I don't understand. Forgive my ignorance, but I don't speak French. Could you repeat that in English? Sorry, I don't know what you are saying. 7. No, I'm British. No, I'm Australian. No, I'm American. No, I'm South African. 8. What do you think of France? What is your opinion of France? How do you feel about France? 9. Have you tried any? Have you tasted any? Have you experienced any? Have you sampled any? 10. I must go now. I must take my leave. I have to say goodbye now. I'm expected elsewhere, so I must run. 11. You look bewildered. You look confused. You look disoriented. You look mixed up. 12. Are you new to Australia? Is this your first visit to Australia? Have you been to Australia before? Are you familiar with Australia? 13. What are you having trouble with? What don't you understand? What can I explain to you? What can I help you with? 14. Are you finding it difficult to adjust? Are you finding it difficult to familiarize yourself with your surroundings? Are you finding it difficult to get comfortable? Are you finding it difficult to settle in? 15. Why were you in Vietnam? What were you doing in Vietnam? Why did you go there? For what purpose did you go to Vietnam? Basic patterns. Why can't I get return tickets for the train? I've already booked our flight for next month. My wallet was stolen in Mexico. I need to get a new passport. Do you speak English? He packed too much for this trip. Do you know the way to the airport? I have some great pictures for my trip to Egypt. I don't think they have any more tickets for this bus. It's not safe to go to that country right now. Are you a tourist here in France? France is known all over the world for its food. Have you tried any? How long will you be visiting France? You cannot visit France without seeing its most famous city. I hope you enjoy your stay. Monologue. Traveling can be both a very exciting and confusing experience for individuals. The best advice for travelers is to make sure that they do some research before they leave. Some basic purchases are necessary for a smooth visit to another country. Guidebooks are important resources for the traveler, since they include maps and explanations of cultural differences. If going to a country where they speak another language, a phrase book is an invaluable source. Adjusting to a foreign country can be very difficult, but advanced preparation can make things much easier. This applies for both the short-term traveler and the long-term one. Long-term travelers learn many new things that open their minds. This is why studying abroad is considered a wonderful opportunity for students. Many students in the U.S. study in another country. It allows them to continue their studies, but also learn about different cultures. Studying in a foreign country teaches individuals many new skills. They can become fluent in a foreign language while adapting to different lifestyles than they are used to. Shopping. Basic patterns. She went out to buy a new dress. He had to go return a gift to the store. I need to buy a new umbrella. They have sold out of the brand that I like. Do you have any shoes in my size? They are the best electronics store in the city. I hate shopping on Saturday mornings. Where can I find dog food in this store? How much does this cost? Are these items on sale? Do you think this dress is too expensive? It's pretty formal, and I don't have many opportunities to dress up. Do you think this sweater will look good on me? What length skirt are you looking to buy? I'll try to see if there are any in my price range. Dialogue 1.
Carrie, can I get your opinion on something?
Yeah, what can I help you out with?
Do you think this dress is too expensive?
Well, $200 is pretty expensive.
But I really like it a lot.
Do you think that you will wear it often?
I'm not sure. It's pretty formal, and I don't have many opportunities to dress up.
It's probably not a very practical thing to buy.
I guess I won't.
Do you think this sweater will look good on me?
Don't know. Why don't you try it on?
Okay. Carrie goes into the dressing room, tries on the sweater, then comes out to show Sophie. What do you think?
I really like the color on you, but it's too large.
I agree. I'll go find it in a smaller size.
Do you want to go to another store or call it a day?
I still need to find a skirt.
Why do you have to find a skirt?
I need a new skirt to wear to a job interview I have for tomorrow.
What length skirt are you looking to buy?
I want to find a knee-length skirt.
In what color?
I think black looks very professional.
I agree. I'll help you pick one out.
Dialogue 2.
Would you like to buy some melons?
No, not really.
Why not?
You know I don't like melons.
But they are so delicious and very good for you.
I still don't like the taste. Why don't we buy some apples instead?
Okay, would you like red or yellow?
I would prefer red.
How many would you like to buy?
I don't know. How much do they cost?
They are $1.50 per pound.
Let's buy 5 pounds.
Is that too many?
Well, I was hoping that you would make an apple pie.
Of course. I should have remembered that is your favorite dessert.
Will it be too much trouble?
No, I should have some time to bake it tomorrow. Help me pick out some nice apples.
How can you tell if they are good?
Make sure that they are very red and firm. Apples that have soft spots are old.
I should let you pick out the apples, since you know what to look for. I'll go get the flour and sugar for the pie.
We have sugar at home, but I will need more flour. Also, could you pick up some eggs and butter, too? We're almost out.
Sugar, eggs, and butter. Is that all?
We also need milk, cheese, and yogurt.
I better write this down so that I remember it all. Dialogue 3.
Are you sure you want to spend this much money right now?
I have to. I really need a computer, and my parents said that they would lend me some money since the computer is for schoolwork.
What kind of computer do you want to buy?
I'd really like a laptop, but I don't think I can afford one.
You're right. They're really expensive, but so convenient. Wouldn't a laptop be much more useful because you could take it to the library to study?
I'll try to see if there are any in my price range.
What's your price range?
I would like to spend between $1,000 and $1,500.
You should be able to afford a basic laptop for that price range.
I really wanted one of the top-of-the-line computers.
How much do they cost?
They cost about $4,000, but they can do all kinds of things. They have very fast internet connections and loads of memory, while only weighing very little.
That sounds great. But it seems that your ideal computer is very far out of your price range.
I know. I couldn't possibly spend so much on a computer right now. Christmas is only a month away.
And do you have to buy many presents?
I come from a very large family. I have 7 brothers and sisters, so that means I have many presents to buy.
I am an only child, so I just need to pick out a gift for my parents. Is it very hard to choose something for so many people?
Not really. I am very close to my family, so I usually can guess what each person will like.
Still, that is a lot of shopping you have to get done. Have you started yet?
No, I always wait until the last minute and have to rush to get everything bought and wrapped up in time.
That is a very bad habit. The stores are very crowded the week before Christmas, so it's best to get your shopping done early.
Perhaps I'll buy some presents today after I get my computer.
Good idea.
Thanks for the advice. Substitutions. 1. Do you think this sweater will look good on me? Do you think this sweater will flatter me? Do you think this sweater will compliment me? Do you think this sweater will fit me well? 2. What do you think? What's your opinion? Is it good? Does it look okay? 3. Do you want to go to another store or call it a day? Do you want to go to another store or finish up? Do you want to go to another store or go home? Do you want to go to another store or wrap it up? 4. I still need to find a skirt. I still need to find a suit. I still need to find a dress. I still need to find a pair of slacks. 5. I need a new skirt to wear to a job interview I have for tomorrow. I need a new skirt to wear to a party I'm going to next week. I need a new skirt to wear to a date I have tonight. I need a new skirt to wear to a dinner with my grandparents. 6. Would you like to buy some melons? Would you like to buy some grapes? Would you like to buy some pineapples? Would you like to buy some mangoes? 7. But they are so delicious and very good for you. But they are so tasty and nutritious. But they are so good and healthy. But they are so luscious and nourishing. 8. I still don't like the taste. I still don't like the flavor. I still don't like the texture. I still don't like the color. 9. Will it be too much trouble? Will it be inconvenient? Will it be difficult? Will it be time-consuming? 10. I'd better write this down so that I remember it all. I'd better jot this down so that I remember it all. I'd better make a note so that I remember it all. I'd better put this in writing so that I remember it all. 11. I have to. I must. I don't have a choice. It's necessary. 12. You should be able to afford a basic laptop for that price range. You should be able to afford a no-frills laptop for that price range. You should be able to afford a simple laptop for that price range. You should be able to afford a straightforward laptop for that price range. 13. I really wanted one of the top-of-the-line computers. I really wanted one of the highest quality computers. I really wanted one of the deluxe computers. I really wanted one of the most advanced computers. 14. I always wait until the last minute and have to rush to get everything bought and wrapped up on time. I always procrastinate and have to rush to get everything bought and wrapped up on time. I always drag my feet and have to rush to get everything bought and wrapped up on time. I always put it off and have to rush to get everything bought and wrapped up on time. 15. That is a very bad habit. That is a very bad vice. That is a very bad failing. That is a very bad weakness. Monologue. Many people in the United States enjoy shopping. One of the biggest shopping days of the year is the day after Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving, a national holiday in the U.S., is always celebrated on the fourth Thursday of the month of November. Most employers also give their employees the day after Thanksgiving off as well, because many people travel long distances to be with their families. The day after Thanksgiving is the traditional day for most stores to begin to offer sales and discounts in preparation for the Christmas holidays. Stores know that many people do not have to go to work on the Friday after Thanksgiving and take this opportunity to attract these people to their stores with massive markdowns and price reductions. This is such a well-known event that most stores call their price cuts the day after Thanksgiving sale. Most people do their Christmas shopping after Thanksgiving and right up to Christmas Day. It is this holiday shopping season that is most lucrative to retail stores. Hobbies and Pastimes. Basic patterns. I like to read books in my spare time. Collecting stamps is a relaxing pastime. My uncle likes to go fishing. He has soccer practice every afternoon. I enjoy hiking in the mountains. Have you ever gone skiing? What do you like to do for fun? Everyone needs to relax after work. Let's go play basketball at the gym. I like to collect antiques. My favorite hobby is bungee jumping. What do you like to do in your free time? I really like adventure stories. I especially like the ones where people travel to far-off places and they meet very different cultures. I was wondering if you could tell me where you find baseball cards to collect. I hope my son enjoys this hobby as much as you seem to. Dialogue 1.
Hi there.
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while.
Sorry about that. I've been really busy.
So, what's kept you so busy that you couldn't keep in touch with your friends?
I took a vacation to New Zealand for 3 weeks.
That sounds awesome. Why did you choose to go to New Zealand?
Because there I could do one of my favorite hobbies.
What's that?
My favorite hobby is bungee jumping.
What's that?
You tie a long elastic cord around your ankle and then jump off something very high, such as a cliff, bridge, or building.
Are you kidding?
No, Why would you think I was kidding?
Because it is so dangerous.
No, it's not. If you do it correctly and follow the proper safety precautions, it's not that dangerous.
Aren't you scared?
Of course, but that's what makes it exciting and fun.
I think I would be too frightened to try that.
Why?
I would imagine that the rope would break, and I would fall to my death.
That won't happen if you choose responsible people who will follow the safety rules.
Still, I think I will stick to knitting. It's not so scary.
You just don't know what you're missing.
Dialogue 2. Hi, Susan.
Hello there, Jack. I didn't hear you come up.
Am I interrupting you from doing anything important?
No, I'm just passing some free time.
What do you like to do in your free time?
One of my favorite things to do is to read a good book on the couch.
Isn't that boring?
I don't think so.
I prefer to do active things, such as playing sports.
Oh, I enjoy sports too, but reading gives me a chance to relax.
But it's so dull.
How can you think that? Books let you imagine that you are in so many exciting new situations.
What kind of books do you like to read?
I really like adventure stories. I especially like the ones where people travel to far-off places and they meet very different cultures. Doesn't that sound exciting?
I guess so, but wouldn't you like to play soccer with me instead?
How about we play soccer today? But let me recommend a book that you won't think is boring. I think that after you read it, you will find it so thrilling that you won't ever think books are boring again.
Sounds good. I always want to try new hobbies. Maybe you will want to try out some sports other than soccer.
What else can you show me how to play?
Oh, all kinds of sports. Tennis, swimming, rugby, and basketball, just to name a few.
Only if you agreed to read some different kinds of books as well.
It's a deal. Dialogue 3. Hi, Jane.
Oh, good. It's you, Bobby. You're just the person I wanted to see.
Is that so? Then I'm glad I ran into you.
I was wondering if you could tell me where you find baseball cards to collect.
Sure. There's one store on Main Street where I go to buy a lot of baseball cards. It's very popular.
Do you remember the name?
It's called Joey's Baseball Memorabilia.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Why the sudden interest in baseball cards?
My son just became interested in baseball, and he wants to start his own collection of baseball cards. I remembered that you have been collecting cards for years and should know many good places he can get cards.
Tell him it's a great hobby. I've collected them since I was a little boy.
Do you think your collection is very valuable?
Definitely. My collection is worth many thousands of dollars.
That much?
I own several cards that are very rare, so that makes them very expensive.
I hope my son enjoys this hobby as much as you seem to.
It's much better than collecting other things like stamps, shells, or dolls.
Thanks for your help.
Substitutions. 1. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. Long time no see. It's been ages since we've talked. Where have you been hiding? 2. I took a vacation to New Zealand for 3 weeks. I took a vacation to Ireland for 3 weeks. I took a vacation to Thailand for 3 weeks. I took a vacation to India for 3 weeks. 3. My favorite hobby is bungee jumping. My favorite hobby is skydiving. My favorite hobby is mountain climbing. My favorite hobby is skiing. 4. Are you kidding? Are you joking? Are you fooling around with me? Are you pulling my leg? 5. Because it is so dangerous. Because it is so risky. Because it is so hazardous. Because it is so unsafe. 6. I think I would be too frightened to try that. I think I would be too intimidated to try that. I think I would be too nervous to try that. I think I would be too scared to try that. 7. Isn't that boring? Isn't that dull? Isn't that tedious? Isn't that monotonous? 8. I really like adventure stories. I really like romance stories. I really like science fiction stories. I really like non-fiction stories. 9. I guess so, but wouldn't you like to play soccer with me instead? I guess so, but wouldn't you like to play basketball with me instead? I guess so, but wouldn't you like to play tennis with me instead? I guess so, but wouldn't you like to play baseball with me instead? 10. It's a deal. We're agreed. Sure thing. All right. 11. You're just the person I wanted to see. You're just the person I wanted to run into. You're just the person I wanted to meet up with. You're just the person I wanted to bump into. 12. It's very popular. It's very well known. It's very prominent. It's very famous. 13. No problem. It's nothing. My pleasure. Not a big deal. 14. Tell him it's a great hobby. Tell him it's a great pastime. Tell him it's a great diversion. Tell him it's a great activity. 15. I hope my son enjoys this hobby as much as you seem to. I hope my son likes this hobby as much as you seem to. I hope my son takes pleasure in this hobby as much as you seem to. I hope my son favors this hobby as much as you seem to. Monologue. Americans have a wide variety of hobbies and pastimes. They may be as exciting and dangerous as rock climbing, skydiving, bungee jumping, or paragliding, or as relaxing and comfortable as painting, reading, writing poetry, or knitting. People can either perform their hobbies alone or form groups to share the experience with others. For instance, some like to go camping alone in order to meditate, but others may join together for a social activity. A hobby reflects the personality of each individual and can be very unique. Some people have been known to collect things as strange as different types of bubble gum. Why do you ask? Would anyone want to collect bubble gum? The reason is simply because it interests him. Pastimes, although sometimes shared with other people, are done because the person takes great pleasure from them and does not need the approval of others. Schools and education. Basic patterns. What college should I attend in the fall? I'm majoring in history. Can you tell me, where is the dormitory? I'm taking extra classes this semester. Are you having problems with chemistry? I'm not worried about this test. The prices of textbooks have gone up. Our class has a meeting after lunch. The new professor is very strict. Do you want to study together for the exam? So now that we've graduated from high school, what are you going to do? My father says that choosing the right college is the most important decision a young person can make. How long have you attended this school? I didn't receive a room assignment for the dormitory, so I need to find out what room I will be living in. Have you decided on the classes you want to take this semester? Dialogue 1. So, now that we've graduated from high school, what are you going to do?
I've decided to go to college.
Have you decided on a college yet?
I've narrowed down my choices between two schools,
Which two schools?
New York University and Stanford.
What do you like about New York University?
I like that it is in the middle of New York City, so I will always have things to do.
What kinds of things?
I can go to the theater to see plays, go shopping, and visit Central Park.
That sounds great. Why would you ever want to go to Stanford?
Well, Stanford has its benefits too.
Like what?
Since it's in Southern California, the weather is warm and sunny for most of the year.
That sounds nice. I guess you have a hard decision to make.
I sure do. My father says that choosing the right college is the most important decision a young person can make.
I think he's right. You should take some time to think about it.
I have to make a decision soon.
When do you have to make a decision by?
April 1st.
That's soon. Well, good luck.
Thanks, I'll need it.
Dialogue 2.
Excuse me.
Can I help you out?
I hope so. Do you know where the administration building is located?
It's on the north side of the campus.
Can you give me directions?
No problem. Just keep following the brick path straight, then make a right. The administration building should be on your left.
Thank you so much. Today is my first day here and I'm completely lost.
Things must be very confusing to you. When I first came to college, I was completely lost.
How long have you attended this school?
3 years now. I'm a junior.
I guess it's a lucky thing that I ran into you.
So, why do you need to go to the administration building?
I didn't receive a room assignment for the dormitory, so I need to find out what room I'll be living in.
That's too bad. I hope they can help you out.
I hope so too.
Can I help you with anything else?
Actually, can you also tell me how to get to the cafeteria?
It's easy. It's right behind the administration building.
How convenient. I can get my room assignment and then eat lunch.
Since it's your first day, would you like me to walk you to the administration building?
That would be great. I can't thank you enough.
Dialogue 3. Have you decided on the classes you want to take this semester?
Not yet.
Why not? Registration is next week.
There are just too many choices. I can't seem to decide.
Well, what interests you?
I really like art classes.
What kind of art classes?
I really want to take a painting course.
Why don't you?
Because it is at the same time as the mathematics class my father wants me to take.
Why does he want you to take this math class?
He thinks that is more practical than an art class.
Will you listen to your father?
Probably so.
What other classes are you interested in?
There's a guitar class that I would like to take.
I didn't know you wanted to learn how to play the guitar.
Well, yes, I've wanted to learn now for many years.
Will you take it?
Well, my father wants me to take a chemistry course that is offered at the same time.
You should take at least one class that really appeals to you.
You're right. I'll compromise. I'll take the math course and the guitar class. That way both of us can be happy.
Substitutions. 1. So now that we've graduated from high school, what are you going to do? So now that we've graduated from high school, what are your plans? So now that we've graduated from high school, what do you intend to do next year? So now that we've graduated from high school, have you decided on your future? 2. I've decided to go to college. I've decided to find a job. I've decided to go to a trade school. I've decided to travel for a while. 3. That sounds great. That sounds wonderful. That sounds fabulous. That sounds cool. 4. I sure do. I certainly do. Absolutely. That's right. 5. Well, good luck. Best wishes. All the best. Hope it goes well. 6. Can I help you out? Need help? What can I do for you? Anything I can help you with? 7. Do you know where the administration building is located? Do you know where the biology building is located? Do you know where the chemistry division is located? Do you know where the history department is located? 8. Can you give me directions? Which way? Can you tell me where it is? How can I find it? 9. 3 years now. I'm a junior. Just started. I'm a freshman. 2 years now. I'm a sophomore. 4 years now. I'm a senior. 10. I can't thank you enough. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I'm very grateful. 11. Well, what interests you? Well, what appeals to you? Well, what fascinates you? Well, what amuses you? 12. I really want to take a painting course. I really want to take a photography course. I really want to take a psychology class. I really want to take a literature seminar. 13. He thinks that it is more practical than an art class. He thinks that it is more useful than an art class. He thinks that it is more sensible than an art class. He thinks that it is more pragmatic than an art class. 14. Probably so. Maybe. Most likely. I suppose so. 15. That way, both of us can be happy. That way, both of us can be satisfied. That way, both of us can be content. That way, both of us can be pleased. Monologue. There are many opportunities for higher education in the United States. Children usually start their education at age 4 or 5 when they enter elementary school. At around age 11 or 12, children move up to middle or junior high school. Then they go to high school at approximately 14 years old. Compulsory education in most areas of the U.S. lasts until one turns 16. Graduation or completion of high school is a major milestone in the lives of most American teenagers. It marks the passage of one entering into adulthood and gaining its freedoms and responsibilities. After high school, most of the graduates will either get a job or go on to college. Usually, they must get a job to support themselves or seek further education in order to prepare for a professional career. Going off to college is normally the first time they will live away from their family. This offers them many new opportunities to test their independence. Higher education, or education beyond high school, is becoming more available to a wider segment of the American population. With the monetary support of their parents, scholarships, and governmental loans, students can pursue either a college education or even more advanced degree, such as a master's degree or PhD. Jobs and careers. Basic patterns. I need to start looking for a job. What do you think of your new boss? My boss works too hard. Does your job pay well? We need to improve training in this company. The interview was very tough this afternoon. I spent all day on the phone talking to customers. I'm so busy that I had lunch at my desk. I like my job because I get to travel a lot. My brother flies for an airline. What kind of job do you want to get? I had a very good interview for a job with an advertisement company. I would have to get a master's degree in order to find a job in that field. Will the boss mind if I have some personal items on my desk? Also, what is the company policy on taking leave for a vacation? Dialogue 1.
Wasn't the graduation ceremony fantastic?
Yes, it really was. I'm so glad we're finally finished with college.
Yeah, college was definitely fun, but I'm ready to get started with a career.
What kind of job do you want to get?
I majored in art. I concentrated on computer graphics. I hope to get a job creating computer art for companies.
Do you have a job yet?
Maybe. I had a very good interview for a job with an advertisement company.
When will they let you know if you got the job?
I should know by next week.
I bet you can't wait to find out.
I'm really nervous because I want the job very badly. How about you?
I'm really not sure what kind of career I want to pursue.
What did you major in?
I majored in biology.
Was there any subject in your studies that you really liked?
I was very fascinated by marine biology.
So why don't you become a marine biologist?
Well, that would require me to continue my education. I would have to get a master's degree in order to find a job in that field.
Don't you want to go back to school?
I applied and got into a school, but I don't know if I can afford it right now. If I can get a scholarship or a government loan, then I can go to graduate school. If not, I'll have to get a job and save some money for tuition.
Have you applied for any financial aid yet?
Yes, and I should know any day now if I got any aid.
Good luck to you on going to graduate school.
Same to you on your job. Dialogue 2. Hey there, Kitty. How's it going?
Terrible.
Why?
I hate my job.
That's too bad. What's the matter with your job?
I don't get along with my boss.
Is he unfair to you?
He sure is. He always criticizes my work in front of all the other workers.
That must be very embarrassing.
My work is just as good as my coworkers, but he's only unhappy with my work.
Have you discussed this with him?
He says that he treats me just like everyone else, but I don't feel that is true.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm trying to find a new job.
What have you done to find one?
Well, I asked my friends if they know about any job openings, and I read the classified section of the newspaper every day.
Any leads?
I have a few interviews scheduled for next week.
I hope things work out for you.
Me too. I want to find a new job as soon as possible.
Let me know if I can do anything to help you out.
Do you think you can give me a character reference if I have to supply one?
Absolutely. I'll let everyone know what a hard and dependable worker you are. Dialogue 3. Hello, are you Kate?
Yes, how did you know?
I've been expecting you. My name is Eric, and I will be the person training you for your new job.
That's wonderful. I just want to let you know that I am really eager to learn.
I'm happy to hear that. The company always likes workers that show a willingness to work hard.
I've been really excited about starting this new job and have many questions to ask.
Hopefully, I can answer them for you. Let me show you around the office first.
Great.
This is your desk and computer.
Will the boss mind if I have some personal items on my desk?
We usually discourage too many personal items, but don't mind a few small personal pictures. Just nothing that would interfere with a professional environment.
I understand completely.
So, what were some of those questions you mentioned earlier?
How long do I have for a lunch break?
All the employees get a 1-hour break. We expect everyone to get back on time from lunch.
Certainly. Also, what is the company policy on taking leave for a vacation?
Everyone gets 2 weeks of paid vacation. We require that all employees ask for time off at least 3 weeks in advance. The company will notify you if your request was approved.
Finally, what is the office dress code?
Most of the time, we expect formal dress. Men should wear suits and ties. Women should wear skirts or dresses. However, we do have exceptions to this on Fridays. We call them Casual Fridays. On Fridays, we let our employees wear more casual clothes, such as slacks or jeans.
I'll have to remember that.
Do you have any more questions, or would you like to start working?
I can't think of any more right now, but can I ask you later?
Most definitely. You can find me anytime. I hope you enjoy working here.
I'm sure I will.
Substitutions. 1. What kind of job do you want to get? What kind of career do you want to pursue? What kind of job are you looking for? What kind of job do you want to find? 2. I majored in art. I majored in history. I majored in journalism. I majored in English. 3. I hope to get a job creating computer art for companies. I hope to get a job writing for a newspaper. I hope to get a job teaching high school students. I hope to get a job running a business. 4. I'm really nervous because I want the job very badly. I'm really anxious because I want the job very badly. I'm really worried because I want the job very badly. I'm really on edge because I want the job very badly. 5. So why don't you become a marine biologist? So why don't you become a high school teacher? So why don't you become a stockbroker? So why don't you become a veterinarian? 6. How's it going? What's new? Are you well? How's life treating you? 7. Terrible. Not good at all. Things could be better. Awful. 8. Any leads? Any prospects? Any possibilities? Any opportunities? 9. I want to find a new job as soon as possible. I want to find a new job as quickly as possible. I want to find a new job as shortly as possible. I want to find a new job in the near future. 10. I let everyone know what a hard and dependable worker you are. I'll let everyone know what a hard and reliable worker you are. I'll let everyone know what a hard and trustworthy worker you are. I'll let everyone know what a hard and responsible worker you are. 11. I've been expecting you. I've been awaiting you. I've been looking forward to meeting you. I've been looking out for you. 12. How long do I have for a lunch break? How long do I have for a coffee break? How long do I have for a smoking break? How long do I have for a dinner break? 13. We expect everyone to get back on time from lunch. We expect everyone to get back promptly from lunch. We expect everyone to get back punctually from lunch. We expect everyone to get back on the dot from lunch. 14. The company will notify you if your request was approved. The company will inform you if your request was approved. The company will tell you if your request was approved. The company will let you know if your request was approved. 15. I'll have to remember that. I'll keep that in mind. I'll make a note of that. I won't forget. Monologue. In the U.S., there are many options in deciding upon and pursuing a career. Usually, your education prepares you for the type of job you will get after college. In most cases, your concentration or major in college will be related to the career you choose. However, this is not always the case. Some students find that after graduation, they want a job that is completely unrelated to their course of study. If the job does not require an advanced education, they should not have a problem. Unfortunately, if they choose a job that does necessitate formal education, they might find they have to go back to school. Career changes are quite common in the United States. Most people in America will change jobs several times. This can vary from a small change, such as doing the same type of work for another company, or a huge change, such as doing a completely different kind of job. Many colleges and universities offer special programs for those who want to return to school to either continue education in the field of work they are presently in or wish to pursue an entirely different type of work. These programs may include evening courses, correspondence courses, and other aids for people who work full-time but still want to prepare for a job change. Job hunting. Basic patterns. I've got a job interview today. Are you hiring right now? Are you taking applications? I've applied to 6 companies so far. He's looking for a job with better pay. Do you have any experience in this field? Where did you last work? What was your last job? Do you work well with other people? I really need this job. I graduated at the top of my class from Harvard Law School. I concentrated in business law. Your business has a very good reputation for rewarding its employees that work hard and well. I am very responsible and will work long hours to make sure that my work is done on time and correctly. I believe that you are just the kind of person we would like to hire. Direct eye contact reassures the person that you are confident and honest. Dialogue 1.
Mary is interviewing for a job. Mr. Johnson is the person giving the interview for the company Mary wants to work for.
How are you today, Mary?
I'm fine, sir. And yourself?
I am doing very well. Shall we begin the interview?
Yes, I'm eager to begin, even though I'm very nervous.
You shouldn't be nervous. After reading your resume, I believe that you are highly qualified to work here. You would be an asset to the company.
Thank you very much for the compliment.
First of all, would you tell me about your education, please?
I graduated at the top of my class from Harvard Law School. I concentrated in business law.
Very impressive. Harvard is a very prestigious school.
Yes, I believe I was very fortunate to attend it.
Why would you like to work for our company?
Your business has a very good reputation for rewarding its employees that work hard and well.
Yes, we take pride in the fact that we treat our employees very well. Do you believe that you will fit in well here?
I believe I will. I'm very responsible and will work long hours to make sure that my work is done on time and correctly.
That is very good to hear. Employers like to have employees that are eager to do good work.
I'm very eager, sir.
You may call me John.
Thank you, John.
I believe that you are just the kind of person we would like to hire.
I really appreciate this opportunity.
I just have to discuss this with the other managers, but I think that they will agree with me. When can you start?
As soon as possible.
That kind of enthusiasm will take you far in this company. Dialogue 2.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I've been looking for a new job.
Why are you looking for a new job?
My wife was offered a transfer to New York City, so we are going to relocate.
Is her new job worth such a huge change?
Yes, it has a great salary and a much higher position than the one she has now.
It must be a great inconvenience to you to find another job.
Not really. New York City is such a large and important city that it has many job opportunities.
What kind of job would you like to find?
I'd like to find one in the same field as I've been working in.
Have you found anything?
Actually, I've been offered 2 jobs. Now I'm just trying to decide which one to take.
What is the difference between the two?
One is much closer to where we will be living.
Why don't you accept that job?
It doesn't pay as much as the other job.
How far would you have to commute with that one?
About an hour.
Which one do you think you'll take?
The one that pays more, because New York City has a really good public transportation system, so the commute won't be so bad.
Perhaps you can use the time you are commuting to either prepare for work or relax.
I think I will use that time to relax. I'll probably just read the paper or have my morning coffee.
That should make the commute more pleasant.
I think so. Dialogue 3. Hi, Mom.
Hello, son.
Did you want to talk to me about something?
Yes, I just wanted to give you some advice about interviewing since I know that you have one tomorrow.
That would help a lot. I'm having some problems getting a job. What am I doing wrong?
I find there are some things that you can do to raise your chances of getting the job.
The job market is very competitive right now. I have to use all the help I can get.
My first tip is to make sure that you're dressed well. It is always better to look more formal than you need to. Always wear a suit and tie to an interview. A potential employer will always prefer someone who looks professional over the person who came in wearing jeans.
Will my blue suit with a red tie work?
Yes. Next, make sure that when you meet someone, you give him a firm handshake and look him in the eye.
Why should I look him in the eye?
Direct eye contact reassures the person that you are confident and honest.
I'll make sure to do that. What else?
Always bring a copy of your resume to give out. You never know when they might need an extra. It makes you seem very prepared.
I'll copy some more tomorrow.
Finally, make sure that you get some information about the company before the interview.
Why?
Because being able to give details about the specific company during the interview makes the employer think that you are interested in working in his company and not just trying to get any job. An employer is more likely to hire someone who seems personally interested in the company.
That sounds reasonable.
I hope this advice helps you out.
Hopefully, I really want this job I'm interviewing for. Substitutions. 1. I am doing very well. I'm quite fine. I cannot complain. Life is treating me well. 2. You shouldn't be nervous. You shouldn't be anxious. You shouldn't be uneasy. You shouldn't be worried. 3. You would be an asset to the company. You would be of great assistance to the company. You would be a favorable addition to the company. You would be a benefit to the company. 4. Very impressive. That's extraordinary. Quite an accomplishment. That's some feat. 5. I really appreciate this opportunity. I really am grateful for this chance. I really am thankful for this beginning. I really am pleased with this prospect. 6. How's it going? What's new? Anything happened to you recently? Catch me up on your life. 7. Is her new job worth such a huge change? Is her new job worth the disturbance to your life? Is her new job worth such a transformation to your lifestyle? Is her new job worth the hassle of moving? 8. How far would you have to commute with that one? How far would you have to travel with that one? How far would you have to go back and forth with that one? How far would you have to trek to and from with that one? 9. I think I will use that time to relax. I think I will use that time to unwind. I think I will use that time to loosen up. I think I will use that time to calm down. 10. That should make the commute more pleasant. That should make the commute more agreeable. That should make the commute more comfortable. That should make the commute more enjoyable. 11. I just wanted to give you some advice about interviewing, since I know that you have an interview tomorrow. I just wanted to counsel you about interviewing, since I know that you have an interview tomorrow. I just wanted to advise you about interviewing, since I know that you have an interview tomorrow. I just wanted to offer you some recommendations about interviewing, since I know that you have an interview tomorrow. 12. That would help a lot. That would be beneficial. That would be constructive. That would be valuable. 13. What am I doing wrong? Point out my mistakes. What could I do better? What can I change? 14. Finally, make sure that you get some information about the company before the interview. Finally, make sure that you do research about the company before the interview. Finally, make sure that you make inquiries about the company before the interview. Finally, make sure that you investigate the company before the interview. 15. That sounds reasonable. I hear what you are saying. I concur. I'm of the same opinion. Monologue. Job hunting can be quite competitive, even for the most qualified applicants. More and more people are going to college and obtaining higher degrees. As these graduates flood the job market, it is necessary for individuals to get at least a bachelor's degree, if not higher, in order to be competitive. There is some advice that career experts give to those looking for a job. Networking is a key to finding a good job. Networking is when a person attempts to meet influential people in the job field they hope to enter. Even if that person is not offering a job, they might know someone else who is. Computer technology has allowed job seekers to post their resumes on the Internet, where they may be seen by more potential employers than traditional mailing would allow. Experts also recommend that during face-to-face interviews that one should dress formally, use direct eye contact, carry a pen and paper to make notes, and always be prepared to talk about some details of the company that they wish to work for. Above all, applicants for jobs need to somehow distinguish themselves from the rest of the candidates. House hunting. Basic patterns. It will be easier to get a house after we are married. How much is this house worth? This house just needs a few repairs. I love the neighborhood around here. We need a house with a 2-car garage. We should fix the front door before we sell the house. I'll call the real estate office right now. Should we rent or buy a house? I like how that roof looks. Does this house have a basement? I found a couple of possibilities in the homes for sale category of the newspaper. Our lease of our apartment is almost up. I'm sure that we will find one before our lease ends. How much longer will it take to get through all the red tape? The seller has already moved out, so you can move in as soon as the paperwork is signed at the end of the week. Dialogue 1. Any luck with the classifieds today?
I found a couple of possibilities in the homes for sale category of the newspaper.
Tell me about them.
I found 3 in our price range. The first one is near a very good school.
But we don't have any kids.
I was thinking about the future. When we do have children, it would be very nice to have a good school nearby for them to go to.
What about the other 2?
The second one is close to your job. You would only have a 10-minute commute.
Now that sounds really great.
The third one is right next to a lovely park. I thought it would be very convenient to take the dog there on weekends.
I'm sure our dog would love that. Does the park allow dogs?
Yes, I checked on that. Since the house doesn't have a very large yard, we would have to have some place for the dog to get some exercise.
Those all sound like possibilities. When would you like to have a look at them?
How about this weekend?
Will they be available to look at?
Yes, 2 of them are having open hours.
At what time?
From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturday and 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday.
And the other house?
They will show the house by appointment only.
Did you make an appointment?
I called and made an appointment for Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon. Is that okay with you?
Sure. I hope we can find a new house soon. Our lease of our apartment is almost up.
I'm sure that we will find one before our lease ends.
Dialogue 2.
I hear that you're moving.
It's true. We are moving next month.
It's a shame to see you go. We've been neighbors a long time.
You're right. It's been almost 10 years.
Have you sold the house yet?
Not yet, but the realtor has assured us that it shouldn't be a problem to sell it.
Is that so?
Yes, the realtor told us that our house has some nice features that make it very attractive to buyers.
Like what?
We have a large yard, a swimming pool, and a newly renovated kitchen.
Oh, when did you renovate the kitchen?
Just last year, we had new cabinets put in and replaced all the old appliances with new ones.
That must have been very expensive.
I think it was worth it. Since the kitchen was remodeled, we can sell the house for a higher price. The renovation has let us significantly increase our asking price.
Do you have anyone seriously interested in the house?
We have 2 buyers that want to make a bid on the house.
Do you think that they will give you a good deal?
I think that at least one of them will meet our asking price.
I'm glad things are working out for you, but I'll still miss you and your family. You've been very good neighbors.
Thanks. We'll miss you too. Dialogue 3.
Good afternoon, Mr. Peterson. I have some good news for you.
I was hoping that you might.
I wanted to let you know that the seller of the home that you are interested in will accept your offer.
I'm so glad. I really wanted it, but I was worried that he wouldn't take such a low bid.
It seems he was in a hurry to sell. He has to move to start his new job soon and needs the money to relocate.
Now that he has accepted the offer, what will I have to do next?
I have more good news for you. I heard from the loan company today. They have approved your loan application.
Thank goodness that the loan came through.
I wasn't too worried. Your excellent financial history made your approval a sure thing.
Did I get a good interest rate on the loan?
It's fairly low, and you can renegotiate the terms later.
I'm so glad everything is working out. How much longer will it take to get through all the red tape?
All of the paperwork should be ready by the end of the week. Then you and the seller can sign it all to make everything official.
When will I be able to move in?
The seller has already moved out, so you can move in as soon as the paperwork is signed at the end of the week.
That's soon. I can't believe it.
I'm so glad I could find you a home that you're happy with.
I really appreciate all your hard work. Substitutions. 1. Tell me about them. Describe them. Explain their features. How are they different? 2. I found 3 in our price range. I found 3 we can afford. I found 3 we can raise the money for. I found 3 we have enough money to pay for. 3. I was thinking about the future. I was planning for the future. I was preparing for the future. I was anticipating the future. 4. Those all sound like possibilities. Those all sound like they have potential. Those all sound promising. Those all sound like prospects. 5. Our lease of our apartment is almost up. Our lease of our apartment will expire soon. Our lease of our apartment is due to run out. Our lease of our apartment terminates in a little while. 6. It's a shame to see you go. I regret your leaving. I'll be sorry when you leave. It will be hard to say goodbye. 7. Is that so? No kidding. That's true? You don't say. 8. Like what? Such as? Give some examples. How about some specifics? 9. When did you renovate the kitchen? When did you remodel the kitchen? When did you modernize the kitchen? When did you make improvements to the kitchen? 10. We have 2 buyers that want to make a bid on the house. We have 2 buyers that want to make an offer on the house. We have 2 buyers that want to submit a bid on the house. We have 2 buyers that want to propose a figure on the house. 11. I have some good news for you. I have some information you want to hear. You'll be glad to learn about this. I'm happy to inform you about this. 12. It seems he was in a hurry to sell. It seems he was in a rush to find a buyer. It seems he was pressed for time to sell. It seems he was compelled to sell quickly. 13. How much longer will it take to get through all the red tape? How much longer will it take to get through all the formalities? How much longer will it take to get through all the rules and regulations? How much longer will it take to get through all the official procedures? 14. All of the paperwork should be ready by the end of the week. All of the official documents should be ready by the end of the week. All of the certified papers should be ready by the end of the week. All of the written agreements should be ready by the end of the week. 15. Then you and the seller can sign it all to make everything official. Then you and the seller can sign it all to legalize it. Then you and the seller can sign it all to formalize the agreement. Then you and the seller can sign it all to finalize the sale. Monologue. House hunting can be a very happy but stressful time. Owning a home is preferable to renting housing. Rent can be very expensive, and the lease, the rental agreement, often lasts a year, at which time the landlord may increase his charges. Owning a home also has the benefit that one can personalize it to his or her tastes. When renting a place to live, one cannot change the living arrangements as he or she pleases. They must have the approval of the landlord. For instance, one cannot remodel a bathroom, put in a swimming pool, or build on an addition without the permission of the owner. Despite its many advantages, home ownership is not within the means of everyone. Homes are very expensive, and most people must take out a loan in order to pay for a house. These home loans are called mortgages. People must have good credit or financial histories to qualify for a loan. Banks will only lend money to those people who are known to pay their bills in a timely fashion and have not declared bankruptcy. Net surfing. Basic patterns. I need to download some lessons for class. My connection is too slow. I'll get off in a couple of minutes. This internet bar is too expensive. I need to go to a news website. One of my friends has his own website. What is your email address? Do you have email? My server is having problems this morning. It is difficult to get some foreign websites in China. You can find a lot of information on the internet that is free. What are you doing on the internet that takes so long? Sometimes I just like surfing the net. There are many things on the internet that are inappropriate for a boy your age. Well, the internet is becoming available all over the world. People are using it for business, education, and just for fun. Dialogue 1.
Hello, Chris. Did you want to speak with me?
Yes, teacher. I have a question about the paper assignment.
I would be happy to help you with any of your questions.
I've been having some trouble finding information about my topic.
What have you decided to write your paper on?
I wanted to write my paper on dinosaurs.
That is a very interesting topic.
I've been interested in dinosaurs ever since I was a young kid.
What trouble are you having?
I found some books in the library, but they are very old. Some of them were written over 20 years ago.
Much has been learned about dinosaurs in the past 20 years. You definitely need to find some more current information.
I know, but I really can't afford to buy some of the newer books. They are very expensive.
You don't need to. You can find a lot of information on the internet that is free.
But I don't have a computer, and I've never used the internet before.
First of all, there are computers at the school that are for the students to use. Second, the internet is not difficult to use, and you can learn very quickly how to look up information.
Is it really useful to use the internet?
There are many benefits to using the internet. It offers a tremendous amount of information on all kinds of topics. It's available in one location, and it's free.
Why doesn't everyone just use the internet and forget about libraries?
Well, there is a lot of information on the internet that is untrue. We still need to use books written by professionals to guide us to understand what is true and what is false.
Will you show me how to use it?
Of course. Do you have time tomorrow afternoon after class?
Will it take very long to learn how to use it?
No, it's very easy. Would you like to meet tomorrow?
Yes, thank you very much. Dialogue 2.
Tommy, are you still on the internet?
Yes, Mom, I'll get off in a couple minutes.
Tommy, I think you've been on the internet too much lately.
Oh, Mom, I'm just having some fun.
What are you doing on the internet that takes so long?
I'm just emailing some friends.
Why can't you call them on the phone?
Well, they live really far away. The long-distance calls would be very expensive.
You can't have been emailing all this time. It doesn't take that long to write and send an email.
I've also been doing some homework.
Your teachers let you do homework on the internet?
This is the modern age. Lots of things in school are done on computers.
Okay, I approve of you using the internet for doing your schoolwork. But are you sure that you aren't doing other things?
Sometimes I just like surfing the net.
Surfing the net?
You know, just looking up different topics and learning more about them.
I don't know if I like you doing that.
Why not?
There are many things on the internet that are inappropriate for a boy your age.
I promise not to look at anything I shouldn't.
Just to be sure, I think I'm going to start supervising the things you do on the computer.
I think you are overreacting.
Well, I'm the parent, and you have to listen to me.
Okay. Dialogue 3.
Hey, Evan.
Hi there, Christy. Do you want to meet up later?
Sure. How about at the new internet cafe?
What's an internet cafe?
It's a place where people can pay a certain amount to use computers hooked up to the internet. They also serve drinks and snacks.
Wow, I didn't know that they had places like that.
They're becoming very common.
I wonder why.
Well, the internet is becoming available all over the world. People are using it for business, education, and just for fun. Internet cafes offer the internet to people who can't afford to buy their own computers.
You have a computer, so why do you want to go to an internet cafe?
Even people who own their own computers like to go to internet cafes. It lets you enjoy the internet with a group of friends. Also, sometimes these places serve great food. The internet cafe I want to meet at serves great coffee.
This sounds like a great business idea.
Internet cafes are making great money.
Is it really expensive to go to one of these places?
Some are expensive, but some aren't. The place I'm talking about is very reasonable. They charge a set fee for every hour that you use a computer.
How can they tell how long you've been using a computer?
When you sit down to use a computer, they give you a card that marks the time you start. When you finish, they take the card to see how long to charge you for.
Why haven't I heard about this place before?
It hasn't been open very long, but I'm sure you would have heard about it soon. It's becoming very popular.
I'm not very good with computers.
Don't worry. It's very easy to use the internet. Do you have an email account?
No,
I'll show you how to open an email account and use it.
I'd like that. Substitutions. 1. Did you want to speak with me? Did you want to ask me a question? Want to talk with me? Did you have a question? 2. I've been having some trouble finding information about my topic. I've been having some trouble researching my topic. I've been having some trouble investigating my topic. I've been having some trouble studying my topic. 3. What have you decided to write your paper on? What is the topic of your paper? What subject did you choose? What theme did you decide upon? 4. You don't need to. That's unnecessary. You don't have to. There's no need. 5. Will you show me how to use it? Will you give me directions on how to use it? Will you instruct me on how to use it? Will you teach me how to use it? 6. I'll get off in a couple of minutes. I'll stop soon. I'll log off in a little bit. I'll get off the net in a minute. 7. Oh, Mom, I'm just having some fun. Oh, Mom, I'm just passing some time. Oh, Mom, I'm just fooling around. Oh, Mom, I'm just playing around. 8. There are many things on the internet that are inappropriate for a boy your age. There are many things on the internet that are unsuitable for a boy your age. There are many things on the internet that are unacceptable for a boy your age. There are many things on the internet that are improper for a boy your age. 9. Just to be sure, I think I'm going to start supervising the things you do on the computer. Just to be sure, I think I'm going to start monitoring the things you do on the computer. Just to be sure, I think I'm going to start keeping an eye on the things you do on the computer. Just to be sure, I think I'm going to start examining the things you do on the computer. 10. I think you are overreacting. I think you are making too big a deal out of this. I think you are exaggerating the situation. I think you are overstating the issue. 11. Do you want to meet up later? Do you want to get together? Want to do something after school? Want to meet somewhere this afternoon? 12. They are becoming very common. They are becoming fairly widespread. They are becoming quite customary. They are becoming relatively ordinary. 13. Internet cafes are making big money. Internet cafes are very successful. Internet cafes are quite lucrative. Internet cafes are extremely profitable. 14. Some are expensive, but some aren't. The place I'm talking about is very reasonable. Some are expensive, but some aren't. The place I'm talking about is rather cheap. Some are expensive, but some aren't. The place I'm talking about is easy on the wallet. Some are expensive, but some aren't. The place I'm talking about is comparatively economical. 15. It hasn't been open very long, but I'm sure you would have heard about it soon. It just opened, but I'm sure you would have heard about it soon. The cafe recently opened, but I'm sure you would have heard about it soon. It had its opening last week, but I'm sure you would have heard about it soon. Monologue. The Internet is one of the technological advances made by the modern world. It allows one to keep in touch with family and friends, make acquaintances with people from across the world, and have information at one's fingertips at any time of the day. Surfing the net is easy to do, entertaining, and widely available to even those who do not own a computer. Internet access is commonly available free of charge in public libraries and schools, while Internet cafes offer the service for a fee. The Internet provides a wealth of knowledge to any individual with a way to log on to it. One can get the answer to virtually any question day or night. Despite all these wonderful opportunities, the Internet does have its darker side. It takes only basic computer knowledge to put up a web page. Thus, many web pages are created by people with few credentials or by those who lie. Surfing the net requires a lot of responsibility. Furthermore, there is much on the Internet that is unsuitable for children because of violence, sexual content, or profanity. Parents who wish to monitor what their child is exposed to must either physically supervise the computer activity or invest in computer software that blocks inappropriate material. Sports. Basic patterns. Everyone is watching the World Cup right now. Soccer is the American word for football. I'm tired after this afternoon's game. The referee should have called a foul. Pass me the ball. I have to run faster. Do you think we can still win? This team has practiced hard all season. I hurt my ankle in the last game. Aren't you worried that coach is going to cut you from the team? You are the star wide receiver, and I don't know if we could win if we lost you. What do you think our chances are of going to the championships? I prefer sports where people have to work as a team instead of fighting. Boxers train very hard for many years in order to be in the Olympics. In a team sport, one person cannot take all the credit. Dialogue 1.
Are you going to football practice today, Ethan?
I can't today.
Why not?
I forgot to bring my shoulder pads with me.
I guess you don't want to play without them. You could really get hurt.
Coach is really going to get mad at me for missing practice.
Didn't you miss practice last week?
Yes, I hadn't finished a paper for my history class, and my father wouldn't let me go anywhere until I finished it.
Aren't you worried that the coach is going to cut you from the team?
I sure am. Maybe I can get my older brother to bring me my shoulder pads from home.
I think that's a good idea. You should really do that so you don't miss another practice. It's team policy if you miss 3 practices in a row that you get cut.
I love playing football and wouldn't want that to happen.
The rest of the team would miss you too. You are the star wide receiver, and I don't know if we could win if we lost you.
Thanks for the compliment, but remember, it's a team sport and a team effort.
But you know that you're one of the best players.
In a team sport, one person cannot take all the credit. Every person plays his part and deserves just as much praise.
You're a real team player.
What do you think our chances are of going to the championships?
Pretty good if we can keep players like you on the team. Do you think your brother will bring you your pads?
I think so. He knows how important football is to me.
Well, hope to see you at practice after school.
See you then. Dialogue 2.
It's so unfair.
What is?
The guys' basketball team is getting new uniforms and we aren't.
How come?
It's the same old.
What do you mean?
The guys always get a better deal than we do.
That might be true.
It definitely is. They get more time to practice on the courts than the girls' team, and they got their own bus to transport them to away games.
When you put it like that, it does sound unfair.
I'm going to complain to the administration that this is gender discrimination. They can't treat us differently just because we're girls.
I don't think that it will help.
Why not?
Because the guys' team brings in a lot more money for the school than the girls' team.
I think that's still prejudiced.
People pay more to see the guys play, and therefore the school gives them more perks than the girls. I don't think things are going to change.
Well, I'm still going to file a complaint. I might even go to the school newspaper and have them tell our side of the story.
This kind of thing has been happening for years, and it's not going to change immediately.
Well, it's still worth a try. Nothing's going to change unless we try.
I'm not too hopeful, but I will go with you. Dialogue 3.
Hi, Rich.
Hey, Vicky. Stop calling me Rich. You know I hate that nickname. I prefer Richard.
Sorry, I forgot. It won't happen again.
No problem.
Have you been following the Olympics?
Of course, it's very exciting.
What's your favorite event?
I like watching the swimming events. I used to swim in college.
Personally, I like gymnastics.
Why?
They are so strong and skillful. I admired them for all the time and effort they put into their sport.
What other sports do you watch?
I watch hockey and basketball.
Do you like boxing?
No, it's too violent. I don't think it's good for people to get hit. Boxers get seriously injured.
I like boxing. It's very thrilling.
I prefer sports where people have to work as a team instead of fighting.
There is a lot of skill in boxing. Boxers train very hard for many years in order to be in the Olympics.
I understand that. Boxing is just not the kind of sport I like.
Well, I guess I can't convince you. Substitutions. 1. I can't today. It's impossible today. I wish I could. I have something keeping me away. 2. I forgot to bring my shoulder pads with me. I forgot to bring my mouth guard with me. I forgot to bring my helmet with me. I forgot to bring my cleats with me. 3. Aren't you worried that Coach is going to cut you from the team? Aren't you worried that Coach is going to remove you from the team? Aren't you worried that Coach is going to take you off the roster? Aren't you worried that coach is going to drop you from the lineup? 4. In a team sport, one person cannot take all the credit. In a team sport, one person cannot accept the praise. In a team sport, one person cannot bask in the glory. In a team sport, one person cannot hog the limelight. 5. You're a real team player. You're a very fair person. You're very considerate. You're extremely selfless. 6. It's so unfair. It's so discriminatory. It's so unequal. It's so prejudiced. 7. What do you mean? I don't understand. Explain further. I'm not sure what you're saying. 8. The guys always get a better deal than we do. The guys always get more advantages than we do. The guys always get better perks than we do. The guys always get more support than we do. 9. I don't think that it will help. I don't think that it will improve the situation. I don't think that it will change things. I don't think that it will make things better. 10. Well, it's still worth a try. Well, it's still worth an attempt. Well, it's still worth a go. Well, it's still worth taking a stab at it. 11. It won't happen again. I won't repeat that mistake. Never again. I'll remember next time. 12. No problem. No offense taken. I'm not insulted. Don't worry about it. 13. Have you been following the Olympics? Have you been keeping track of the Olympics? Have you been closely watching the Olympics? Have you been checking on the status of the Olympics? 14. Personally, I like gymnastics. In my opinion, I like gymnastics. Myself, I like gymnastics. For what it's worth, I like gymnastics. 15. I watch hockey and basketball. I watch horseback riding and tennis. I watch kayaking and cycling. I watch weightlifting and softball. Monologue. American football is a game played by two teams. Each team has a side on the rectangular field called an end zone. The goal is to throw an oval-shaped ball to another team member so they can run it into the opposing team's end zone in order to score a goal. The goal is called a touchdown. Teams can also score points by kicking the ball between the other team's goalposts, two upright poles in the end zone. Many Americans are passionate about following football. Americans use the term soccer for what most of the world calls football. The reason for this is that American football is a unique game, really only widely popular in America. Attempts have been made to expand the sport's popularity, but only limited success has been made in Canada and parts of Western Europe. However, in America, football is widespread, and many different kinds of people love watching and playing it. Professional football teams represent various major cities across the country. Football is also played in colleges and high schools. Many people loyally follow their local team's progress. The aspiration for professional teams is to win the Super Bowl, the championship game held at the end of the football season. Holidays and vacations. Basic patterns. Let's go to the beach for the long weekend. My school has 3 weeks for winter vacation. I went to Thailand for vacation. My favorite holiday is Christmas. The holiday season runs from Thanksgiving to New Year's Day in America. My whole family goes on vacation together. We are meeting at my grandparents' house on Christmas. I really could use a vacation this year. Air flights cost more during the holidays. We can't afford a vacation right now. We had a barbecue for the holiday. We have a family tradition of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner. I guess I better get out the Christmas ornaments. That's one of my favorite parts of Christmas, the children's surprise faces when they open their presents under the tree on Christmas morning. Aren't you excited about the coming summer vacation? Dialogue 1. Are you going home for Thanksgiving?
Yes, I'm really excited about seeing my family.
When was the last time you saw your family?
I haven't seen them since the 4th of July. We had a barbecue for the holiday.
I'm sure that you've missed them a lot.
I have.
Will you drive home?
No, it's too far and would take too long. I have decided to go by train.
Why not go by plane if you were worried about time?
I couldn't get a plane ticket. Thanksgiving is one of the airline industry's busiest times of the year, so I had to settle for a train.
Do you have a very large family?
Yes, I have 3 sisters and 4 brothers.
Wow, your parents had 8 children. That's really unusual nowadays.
Yes, but my parents both come from big families, too. My mom is one of 6 children, and my dad is one of 7.
Thanksgiving dinner must be very crowded with all of your aunts and uncles.
Definitely. We have a family tradition of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner.
Your mother's parents or your father's?
My mother's parents. My grandparents on my father's side are dead.
I'm sorry.
Will you visit your family?
Regretfully, I cannot.
Why not?
My parents live overseas. They are in Germany. I will visit them for Christmas, so I cannot afford a plane ticket to see them at Thanksgiving.
That is a shame. Why don't you come with me and have dinner with my family?
I wouldn't want to impose.
It's no imposition. We have so many people to feed at dinner that one more won't matter. Anyway, no one should spend Thanksgiving alone.
I would love to spend Thanksgiving with your family. Dialogue 2. Two parents discuss Christmas plans for their children.
Did you buy Timmy the train set he wanted?
Yes, and it wasn't easy.
Why not?
It was very difficult to find, and the stores were very crowded.
That's to be expected. The Christmas season is the biggest shopping time of the year. All stores are very busy.
At least the train was on sale.
Oh, that's good. We've spent so much on Christmas this year that every little bit helps.
Did you get Katie the doll she asked Santa Claus for?
I tried my best, but I couldn't find the exact one she wanted.
What did you get her instead?
I got her a doll that is close to what she asked for. It has brown hair instead of blonde.
I'm sure that you will like it anyway.
We better buy a Christmas tree soon. All the good ones will be gone if we wait much longer.
Why don't we go tomorrow?
Good. We don't have any plans tomorrow, so we should have time to buy a tree and decorate it too.
I guess I better get out the Christmas ornaments. Do you know where we put them?
The ornaments are in the attic. You'd better get out the Christmas lights too while you're up there.
I'd almost forgotten that. I always hate putting up the Christmas lights on the house. Climbing up the ladder in the cold is not my idea of fun.
But the children love seeing the house decorated for Christmas.
I know. Will you have time to wrap all the presents we bought?
I'll have to do it while the children are at school. I don't want to risk them seeing their presents.
That would really ruin the surprise of Christmas morning.
That's one of my favorite parts of Christmas. The children's surprised faces when they open their presents under the tree on Christmas morning.
Me too. Dialogue 3.
Aren't you excited about the coming summer vacation?
Absolutely. 3 whole months without any classes. What are you doing for the summer?
I have an internship at a museum.
What's an internship?
An internship is where a business or organization provides a temporary job for students to have an opportunity to learn about the job they are interested in getting after graduation.
What will you be doing?
I'm researching information on the lives of Native Americans before the European settlers arrived.
Will you be living at home with your parents?
No, the museum is in another state. I will be staying with some family friends who were kind enough to offer me a place to stay for the summer.
How long is the internship?
Almost 3 months, so for the length of the vacation.
Won't your parents miss you?
Yes, but they know that this internship is good for my future career. What are your plans for the summer?
I'm just going to get a job at my father's company.
What does the company do?
The company builds homes.
And what will your job be at the company?
I'm just going to answer phones and learn the ropes.
Are you going to work in your father's company after you graduate?
Probably.
You don't sound very excited.
It's a family tradition that the son takes over the company. My great-grandfather founded the business. When he retired, my grandfather took over, and then my father. My family expects me to continue the tradition.
Don't you think you will enjoy running the family business?
I think I will like it well enough. Substitutions. 1. Are you going home for Thanksgiving? Are you visiting your family for Thanksgiving? Are you having a family reunion for Thanksgiving? Are you spending time with your family for Thanksgiving? 2. Yes, I'm really excited about seeing my family. Yes, I can't wait to be with my family. Yes, I'm on pins and needles to see my family. Yes, I'm impatient to see my family. 3. So, I had to settle for a train. So, I had to be content with a train. So, I had to satisfy myself with a train. So, I had to make do with a train. 4. We have a family tradition of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner. We have a family custom of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner. We have a family ritual of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner. We have a family practice of gathering at my grandparents' home for dinner. 5. That is a shame. How awful. That's unacceptable. That's not okay. 6. That's to be expected. That's customary. That's usual. That's predictable. 7. At least the train was on sale. At least the train was reduced. At least the train was on clearance. At least the train was a bargain. 8. Good. We don't have any plans tomorrow, so we should have time to buy a tree and decorate it too. Good. We don't have anything scheduled tomorrow, so we should have time to buy a tree and decorate it too. Good. We have nothing planned for tomorrow, so we should have time to buy a tree and decorate it too. Good. We are free tomorrow, so we should have time to buy a tree and decorate it too. 9. You'd better get out the Christmas lights too while you're up there. You ought to get out the Christmas lights too while you're up there. You should get out the Christmas lights too while you're up there. Please get out the Christmas lights too while you're up there. 10. Climbing up the ladder in the cold is not my idea of fun. Climbing up the ladder in the cold is very unpleasant. Climbing up the ladder in the cold is not my favorite thing in the world. Climbing up the ladder in the cold is not what I want to do. 11. Aren't you excited about the coming summer vacation? Aren't you looking forward to the coming summer vacation? Aren't you longing for the coming summer vacation? Aren't you eager for the coming summer vacation? 12. I have an internship at a museum. I have an internship at a law firm. I have an internship at a corporation. I have an internship at a government agency. 13. Yes, but they know that this internship is good for my future career. Yes, but they know that this internship is beneficial to my future career. Yes, but they know that this internship will assist me in my future career. Yes, but they know that this internship will be valuable to my future career. 14. Probably. Most likely. In all probability. Almost certainly. 15. I think I will like it well enough. I think it will be tolerable. I think it'll be okay. I think I'll be content. Monologue. Americans have many traditions and customs associated with Christmas. For children, one of the most exciting is seeing Santa Claus. Although imaginary, young people believe he is real. Parents encourage this fantasy by giving their children presents and telling them they are from Santa. It is also tradition to hang stockings, socks, for Santa to put candy and presents in. In addition, parents take their children to see Santa so they can tell him what they want for Christmas. During the Christmas season, shopping centers hire a man to play Santa for the kids. He dresses up in a red suit and white beard. Believing that he is the real Santa, children sit on his lap and tell him the presents they want. There is usually a photographer that takes their picture with Santa as a memento. On Christmas morning, children rush to the decorated Christmas tree to see what Santa has left them. As they get older, they will learn that Santa is just a myth, but while they are young, they can enjoy themselves. Movies. Basic patterns. That film is #1 in the country right now. I think that this film is that actor's best film. I was too scared to watch some scenes. I think the special effects were incredible. The movie was a little different from the book it was based on. I think young children shouldn't see this movie. My uncle likes old movies better. My teacher is very smart, but he likes simple action movies. The director is very young, but already famous. Foreign films are too strange for my taste. What kind of movies do you like to watch? Do you like science fiction movies? Why don't we check the newspaper listings for movie showtimes? Why would you want to see a movie that you know nothing about? I've seen all his movies and collect pictures and magazine articles about him. Dialogue 1. Want to see a movie?
Sure, which one?
There are several I'd like to see.
What kind of movies do you like to watch?
Romantic comedies, but I also like dramas too.
Do you like science fiction movies? There is a movie I'm dying to see about an expedition that goes to Mars and encounters a space alien.
I don't think so. I don't really like science fiction movies, but I'll go if you really have your heart set on that movie.
No, let's go see something we'll both enjoy.
How about the historical movie about World War II?
That's too depressing.
How about a comedy?
That sounds like fun. Do you have one in mind?
Yes, it's about animals that can talk.
That sounds like it will be funny.
There's one problem.
What's that?
I've forgotten the name of it, but I think I could recognize it if I saw it.
Why don't we check the newspaper listings for movie showtimes?
I don't have a newspaper. Do you?
No, but we could also call the theater and listen to the recording of all the showtimes.
Good thinking.
Would you like to see a matinee or an evening show?
I'm a little short on money, so I'd prefer a matinee.
Me too, but we'd better hurry up if we want to catch a matinee.
Dialogue 2. Mom, can I ask you a favor?
What is it, son?
Could I have some money to see a movie?
What happened to your allowance? I just gave it to you a couple of days ago.
I bought a jacket I wanted. I really needed it since it's starting to get cold.
But you couldn't have possibly spent all of your allowance on just one jacket.
Well, the jacket was pretty expensive.
I guess I will lend you the money, but you should learn to spend your money more wisely.
I will, but can I have the money now? My friends are waiting on me.
Before I give you the money, I want to know which movie you're going to see.
The new gangster movie. It just came out today.
I don't know if I want you watching a movie like that. Those kinds of movies are very violent.
But all my friends are going.
What is it rated?
It's rated R.
Actually, none of you can get in to see that movie.
Why not?
You must be 17 years old to see an R-rated movie unless you have an adult accompanying you. Do you have an adult to go with you?
No? Will you come with us?
Only if your friends get their parents' permission to see the movie.
I'll get them to.
I guess that will be okay. But if I think that the movie is too violent, then we are leaving.
I'll just die of embarrassment if you do that.
Well, that's the only way I'll agree to go.
I guess I don't have any other choice if I want to see the movie. Dialogue 3. He's so cute.
Who?
The movie star in this picture. Don't you think he's cute?
I don't know. Isn't he a little short?
Well, I like him, and I'm going to see his new movie as soon as it comes out.
When is it coming out?
Next month. I've been waiting so long. I first heard about it in a television interview he gave last year.
What is the movie about?
I'm not too sure.
Who else is in it?
Don't really know.
Where is it set?
I don't know that either.
Why would you want to see a movie that you know nothing about?
I already told you, because he is in it.
Isn't it silly to see a movie you have no idea about just because of one actor?
No, he's my absolute favorite actor, and the fact he is in it is reason enough for me to watch it.
Aren't you going a little overboard?
No, I love him. I've seen all his movies and collect pictures and magazine articles about him.
I just don't see what's so great about him.
He's handsome, a great actor, and very generous. He gives a lot to many kinds of charity.
I have to admire him for his concern about society. What kinds of charities does he support?
All kinds. Organizations that help the homeless, save endangered animals, and inform the public about the problem of AIDS.
I guess he's a nice person, but I still don't think he has a lot of acting ability.
Well, I suppose we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. Substitutions. 1. Want to see a movie? Want to go to the movies? Let's catch a movie. Do you have the time to see a film? 2. Romantic comedies, but I like dramas too. Documentaries, but I like dramas too. Horror movies, but I like dramas too. Action films, but I like dramas too. 3. There is a movie I'm dying to see about an expedition that goes to Mars and encounters a space alien. There is a movie I'm very eager to see about an expedition that goes to Mars and encounters a space alien. There is a movie I can't wait to see about an expedition that goes to Mars and encounters a space alien. There is a movie I'm looking forward to seeing about an expedition that goes to Mars and encounters a space alien. 4. I don't really like science fiction movies, but I'll go if you really have your heart set on that movie. I don't really like science fiction movies, but I'll go if you are sure you want to see it. I don't really like science fiction movies, but I'll go if you don't want to see anything else. I don't really like science fiction movies, but I'll go if you are truly decided on that movie. 5. That's too depressing. That's too sad. That's too morbid. That's too melancholic. 6. It sounds like it will be funny. It sounds like it will be humorous. It sounds like it will be hilarious. It sounds like it will be entertaining. 7. I just gave it to you a couple of days ago. I just gave it to you a little while ago. I just gave it to you not that long ago. I just gave it to you recently. 8. I guess I don't have any other choice if I want to see the movie. I guess I only have one option if I want to see the movie. I guess the choice is obvious if I want to see the movie. I guess it's obvious what I have to do if I want to see the movie. 9. He's so cute. He's so attractive. He's so handsome. He's so distinguished. 10. Isn't he a little short? I don't think he's especially handsome. Isn't he a little funny looking? He doesn't really appeal to me. 11. I've been waiting so long. I've been waiting forever. I've been waiting ages. I've been waiting for a while. 12. Isn't it silly to see a movie you have no idea about just because of one actor? Isn't it silly to see a movie you have no clue about just because of one actor? Isn't it silly to see a movie you know nothing about just because of one actor? Isn't it silly to see a movie you have no notion of just because of one actor? 13. Aren't you going a little overboard? Aren't you being a little extreme? Aren't you acting a little obsessively? Aren't you behaving excessively? 14. I just don't see what's so great about him. I just don't see his appeal. I just don't see what's his huge attraction. I just don't see what you see in him. 15. Well, I suppose we will have to agree to disagree on this one. Well, I suppose I cannot convince you. Well, I suppose you're not going to see my side. Well, I suppose we won't be able to agree. Monologue. Movies made in America or shown there are given a rating. These ratings guide parents in knowing whether or not a movie is suitable for their children to watch. Films rated G are approved for all ages. Everyone can go to see this kind of show. Movies rated PG require some parental guidance. Usually this means that children can see them, but parents should be aware that there might be some strong language or scenes of violence. The rating, PG-13, advises that the film might not be appropriate for children under the age of 13, and most theaters will not sell tickets to children under that age without parental permission. An R-rated movie contains so much violence, bad language, and sexual content that anyone under 17 is restricted from seeing it. Those persons under 17 years of age must be accompanied by an adult in order to see the movie. These guidelines give parents some basis to judge the film's suitability, even if they know nothing about the film, the actors, the plot, setting, etc. This is very helpful, since parents cannot possibly keep track of all the movies that Hollywood produces. Unfortunately, it also produces problems of children trying to break the rules if their parents will not give permission to see a restricted film. Theaters must hire staff and train staff to ensure that minors are not allowed access to movies inappropriate for them. Radio and television. Basic patterns. Could you change the channel? If we don't hurry, I'll miss my favorite channel. His aunt used to be a star on TV. The radio in my car doesn't work very well. I just ordered cable service for my TV. What's on TV tonight? Don't talk during the show, please. They play this song all the time on the radio now. There's nothing good on TV tonight. Stop watching TV and go do something outside. Could you turn down the car radio? Some are quite informative on many different subjects, and others are just funny. I don't even like it when radio stations break for commercials. Sitting in front of the television all day is really unhealthy. You're getting no exercise, and watching the screen for so long is ruining your eyesight. Dialogue 1.
Could you turn down the car radio?
Why? I love this song.
It's just too loud. I can feel the vibrations from the speakers.
It's not that loud. You're just exaggerating.
Maybe, but could you please turn it down anyway?
Fine. I don't understand why it's such a problem.
I think that all the noise might distract you from driving.
No way. Loud music doesn't at all interfere with my driving.
I would just be more comfortable if we didn't have the music blaring so loud.
Well, do you mind if I change the station?
No, go ahead. What station are you going to change it to?
Don't know. I'm just going to flip until I find something that strikes me.
How about a talk radio station?
I like music better.
But some of the shows are good. Some are quite informative on many different subjects, and others are just funny.
I think they're boring. I like listening to music when I'm in the car. I don't even like it when radio stations break for commercials.
Why don't you listen to a tape or a CD instead?
I still like the easy variety of the radio. You would have to have many different tapes or CDs to get the kind of selection you can get on the radio.
True. If you get tired of one station, you can just change to another.
Also, the radio is safer. When I'm driving, it is easier to switch radio channels than to change a CD. I would first have to pick a new one, take the old one out, and then replace it with the new one. During all that, I wouldn't be concentrating on driving.
I'm glad that you're concerned about safety when driving.
Dialogue 2.
David, are you still watching television?
Just a little while longer, Mom.
You said that an hour ago. I think you should turn it off and find something else to do.
There isn't anything else.
What are you talking about? It's a beautiful day outside. Why not get some fresh air?
That's so dull. What am I supposed to do outside?
You could play a sport.
There's no one to play with. All my friends are away.
Find something else to do. Sitting in front of the television all day is really unhealthy.
No, it's not.
You're getting no exercise, and watching the screen for so long is ruining your eyesight.
This once is not going to hurt me.
But it's not just once. You've been developing a bad habit of watching too much television. When you come home from school, all you do is sit and watch it for hours.
But there's some really educational programs on TV.
If you want education, read a book. Nevertheless, why don't we compromise?
How?
You may watch as many educational programs as you like, but that's it.
But what about the other shows I like?
As for the other programs, you can only watch an hour a day.
That's too short.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that's the way it will have to be. You've shown that you cannot limit your television watching on your own.
I think it's unreasonable.
In any case, you're only 12, so you have to listen to me.
Dialogue 3. Hey, Anne, why don't you come over to my place?
Sure, but why do you seem so excited?
I want to show you something.
What's new at your place?
I just got a satellite dish installed.
Really?
I'm really thrilled.
I would be too. I expect I'll be over a lot to watch television at your place.
Can you believe it? Over 100 different channels.
That's a lot more than I have with just basic cable television.
I think it's worth every penny.
Was it very expensive?
Very. But just think of all the programs I can watch at any given time of the day.
Such as?
Some channels just show movies all day long. Others have sports. The channels get very specialized. Some just have cooking programs.
Too bad you have such a small TV. It would be great to see all those shows on a big screen TV.
Actually, I already thought of that. There's no point in getting a satellite dish if you don't have a good television to watch the programs on.
Did you buy a TV too?
I bought a big screen television at the same time I purchased the satellite dish.
How can you afford all that?
I just got a new job that pays very well, so I decided to treat myself.
I'm happy for you. I'll be over this evening to check it all out.
Substitutions. 1. Could you turn down the car radio? Please lower the volume. It's very loud. Could you make it softer? Isn't the volume a little loud? Perhaps you could change it. 2. You're just exaggerating. Aren't you laying it down a little thick? I think you're overstating things. It's not that big of a deal. 3. No way. Not a chance. There's no possibility of that. Absolutely not. 4. Well, do you mind if I change the station? Well, do you mind if I flip to another channel? Well, do you mind if I turn the dial to another station? Well, do you mind if I switch stations? 5. I'm just going to flip until I find something that strikes me. I'm just going to flip until I find something that appeals to me. I'm just going to flip until I find something that interests me. I'm just going to flip until I find something that moves me. 6. If you get tired of one station, you can just change to another. If you get bored of one station, you can just change to another. If you lose interest in one station, you can just change to another. 7. Just a little while longer, Mom. 1 more minute, Mom. Not much longer, Mom. Just another second, Mom. 8. Sitting in front of the television all day is really unhealthy. Sitting in front of the television all day is really bad for you. Sitting in front of the television all day is really damaging to your well-being. Sitting in front of the television all day really saps your strength. 9. No, it's not. That's not true. I don't agree with you. I don't believe that. 10. This once is not going to hurt me. One time is not going to hurt me. This instance is not going to hurt me. This single occasion is not going to hurt me. 11. Why don't you come over to my place? Would you like to come to my home? Could you come to my house? Come visit me. 12. I think it's worth every penny. I think it's an extremely good buy. I think it's a bargain. I think it's a very first-rate deal. 13. Very, but just think of all the programs I can watch at any given time of the day. Very, but just think of all the programs I can watch anytime I want. Very, but just think of all the programs I can watch all day. Very, but just think of all the programs I can watch every time I turn on the television. 14. I just got a new job that pays very well, so I decided to treat myself. I just got a new job that pays very well, so I decided to splurge a little. I just got a new job that pays very well, so I decided to buy myself something I've wanted. I just got a new job that pays very well, so I decided to give myself a gift. 15. I'll be over this evening to check it all out. I'll be over this evening to come see it. I'll be over this evening to give it a test run. I'll be over this evening to try it out. Monologue. Television can be both a useful and poor form of entertainment. Television sets in America are very common. It has gotten a bad reputation lately. It is a common belief that television is causing the American population to become more overweight and less industrious. This is particularly the case with younger people. Some people believe that children ignore their schoolwork in favor of watching their favorite cartoons. In addition, some shows are not suitable for children, and the easy access of television can make it difficult to monitor what they are exposed to. Nevertheless, it is important to note that television is not completely bad. As a source of entertainment, it can provide a wide variety of programs to enjoy. One family with many members with different tastes can be amused by the TV. This is especially the case since the advent of cable and satellite television that can broadcast over 100 channels into people's homes. Furthermore, some programs can be very educational. The visual quality of television can make learning much more vivid, especially for children. Newspapers and magazines. Basic patterns. This newspaper is very liberal in its opinions. I read the paper online every morning. He just got a subscription to that magazine. The pictures are good, but the magazine articles aren't very interesting. The newspaper has a lot of unpleasant stories. My father is a journalist for the New York Times. I only read the headlines, not the entire paper. This magazine focuses on politics. International news is hard to understand sometimes. This week's issue has a good interview with the governor. I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only have the Sunday paper delivered. Because the Sunday paper has a summary of the week's news stories as well as extra sections about style, health, books, and culture. I can't live without my morning paper. I read it while having breakfast and drinking my coffee. It's a fashion magazine. It has lots of articles about clothes and makeup. I suppose that's why they print so many different kinds of magazines, because people have such different preferences. Dialogue 1.
Have you read today's newspaper?
No.
Why not? Don't you like to keep up to date?
Yes, I do, but I don't get the newspaper every day.
You don't?
I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only have the Sunday paper delivered.
Why only the Sunday paper?
Because the Sunday paper has a summary of the week's news stories, as well as extra sections about style, health, books, and culture.
I wonder why the Sunday edition is so much longer.
I think it is because people generally have more time to read the newspaper on Sundays, because they don't have to go to work or school.
That makes sense.
Do you read the paper every day?
Every morning. I can't live without my morning paper. I read it while having breakfast and drinking my coffee.
I don't think most people have time to read the newspaper cover to cover every day.
I think I am an exception too. I believe most people just skim the paper as they eat their meals or commute to work on public transportation.
You're probably right. I see lots of people on buses and subways.
Even skimming the newspaper is a good way to keep up with current events.
I think I'll stick to just my Sunday paper.
How come?
I know myself. Even if I could afford the paper every day, I wouldn't read it. I just don't have the time on the weekdays to even skim, so the paper would just go to waste. Dialogue 2.
Hey Ben, want to know what I just did?
What?
I just subscribed to Time magazine.
For how long?
Just for 6 months.
Why not for the whole year?
Because I may be moving and I didn't want to go through the hassle of changing my address on my subscription. I figured it would just be easier to get another subscription at my new place.
It's not that much trouble to change the address on your subscription. You just write to the magazine and tell them your new address. They usually deliver it to your new place fairly quickly.
Well, I also want to see if it's worth the money I'm paying.
What do you mean?
There's a possibility that I won't read all the magazines.
How many times does it come out?
It comes out weekly.
Don't you think that you could read a magazine every week?
Maybe, maybe not.
Personally, I really don't like Time.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I think it's too liberal. It's very biased.
That's just because you are very conservative. I think Time does a good job of impartial reporting.
I guess that's where we disagree.
What do you prefer?
I like the National Review.
I guess you really like their conservative viewpoint.
I just agree with much of what they write about. Dialogue 3. Hi, Connie.
Hey, James.
Why are you here at the newsstand?
I'm just here picking up my favorite magazine,
Which one?
Elle.
What's it about?
It's a fashion magazine. It has lots of articles about clothes and makeup.
I guess that's why I'm not familiar with it. I'm not really interested in those kinds of things.
What are you buying?
I'm getting Sports Illustrated.
I guess that's about sports.
That's right.
Is it about any one particular sport?
No, all kinds.
I'm not a big sports fan.
I suppose that's why they make so many different kinds of magazines, because people have such different preferences.
They do make magazines for every kind of interest.
Look, there is even one about knitting.
And over there is one about dolls.
You can find a magazine no matter what your interest or hobby. Substitutions. 1. I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only have the Sunday paper delivered. I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only subscribe to the Sunday paper. I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only get the paper weekly. I can't afford to have the paper every day, so I only order the weekly edition. 2. I wonder why the Sunday edition is so much longer. I wonder why the Sunday edition is more detailed. I wonder why the Sunday edition has more sections. I wonder why the Sunday edition is more extensive. 3. That makes sense. I can believe that. So true. I think you're right. 4. I can't live without my morning paper. I don't function well without my morning paper. I cannot start the day without my morning paper. I don't have a good day without my morning paper. 5. I don't think most people have time to read the newspaper cover to cover every day. I don't think most people have time to read the newspaper front to back every day. I don't think most people have time to read the newspaper entirely every day. I don't think most people have time to read the newspaper word for word every day. 6. I believe most people just skim the paper as they eat their meals or commute to work on public transportation. I believe most people just glance through the paper as they eat their meals or commute to work on public transportation. I believe most people just read the important points of the paper as they eat their meals or commute to work on public transportation. I believe most people just browse through the paper as they eat their meals or commute to work on public transportation. 7. Even skimming the newspaper is a good way to keep up with current events. Even skimming the newspaper is a good way to keep up with what's happening in the world. Even skimming the newspaper is a good way to keep up with international affairs. Even skimming the newspaper is a good way to keep up with global issues. 8. Because I may be moving and I didn't want to go through the hassle of changing my address on my subscription. Because I may be moving and I didn't want to go through the trouble of changing my address on my subscription. Because I may be moving and I didn't want to go through the bother of changing my address on my subscription. Because I may be moving and I didn't want to go through the irritation of changing my address on my subscription. 9. They usually deliver it to your new place fairly quickly. They usually deliver it to your new place almost immediately. They usually deliver it to your new place not long after. They usually deliver it to your new place in next to no time. 10. It comes out weekly. It comes out daily. It comes out monthly. It comes out bi-monthly. 11. Maybe, maybe not. Perhaps. I'm not sure. There's a chance. 12. It's very biased. It's very prejudiced. It's very partial. It's very one-sided. 13. I think Time does a good job of impartial reporting. I think Time does a good job of objective reporting. I think Time does a good job of detached reporting. I think Time does a good job of neutral reporting. 14. I'm just here picking up my favorite magazine. I'm just here picking up my favorite publication. I'm just here picking up my favorite journal. I'm just here picking up my favorite periodical. 15. It's a fashion magazine. It's a political magazine. It's a news magazine. It's a health magazine. Monologue. Periodicals are any writings published in a series on a regular basis. Newspapers, journals, magazines, and pamphlets are all examples of periodicals. Everyone who reads periodicals has their favorites. Because they can be produced fairly inexpensively, periodicals can address almost any interest that anyone has. Not only can periodicals vary in subject, they can also differ in opinions on the same subjects. For instance, many political magazines are judged to be either liberal or conservative in the politics they support. In the case of news magazines, there is an ideal of journalistic impartiality. However, it is very difficult to separate one's opinions and viewpoints when one is writing about a topic so controversial as the news. In the U.S., it is very difficult for the government to censor or repress what journalists write about. According to the First Amendment of the Constitution, freedom of the press is a right that is idealized. This can often mean that even the most offensive of opinions can be published, but to Americans, a free press is worth this sacrifice. Music and concerts. Basic patterns. I got tickets for next week's concert. I've heard this piece performed many times. The violinist is quite skilled. I prefer classical music to rock. He plays the guitar in a local band. I wish I could play a musical instrument. Tickets are sold out for the recital. My son is at piano lessons. Music is a universal language. I only sing when I'm taking a shower. I'm having a party and I need some dance music. My favorite singer has just released a new album. She hasn't released anything new in almost 3 years. Have you gotten tickets to the concert you were telling me about? I'm looking for an album, but I'm afraid I cannot recall the name. Dialogue 1.
Hey, funny running into you here.
Yes, it's quite a coincidence.
Why are you at the mall?
I'm going to the music store.
Mind if I join you? I need to pick up some CDs.
Sure, I'd like the company.
Why are you going to the music store?
I'm having a party, and I need some dance music.
Don't you have any?
Not really. I'm not a real fan of dance music.
What kind of music do you like?
I really like R&B.
Me too.
What CDs are you planning to buy?
My favorite singer has just released a new album. I've been waiting a long time for this.
How long?
For almost a year. She hasn't released anything new in almost 3 years. I heard about this album about a year ago in a newspaper article.
I guess you've been very impatient.
I have. I hope they don't sell out before I get there.
Do you think they might?
This singer is very popular, and many of her fans have been waiting for a new album.
We'd better hurry up then. Dialogue 2.
Have you gotten tickets to the concert you were telling me about?
Not yet.
Why not? I thought you were going to buy them last week.
I tried, but all the ways I've tried to get tickets have failed.
What have you tried?
First, I tried to get tickets from the box office.
That didn't work out?
No. I got to the place where they were selling tickets as soon as they went on sale. But do you know what I found?
I can't guess.
There were already hundreds of people in line. Some had come the night before and camped out in front of the ticket office to get a good place in line.
Really? So what did you do when you saw all those people?
I was forced to leave before I could get tickets. I had to go to work, so I couldn't wait for hours.
So what else have you tried to do to get tickets?
Then I tried to buy them over the internet.
You can buy concert tickets over the internet?
Yes, if you give them your credit card number, they charge your account the price of the ticket plus shipping and handling. Then they mail you the tickets.
Why couldn't you get them online?
Because they were all sold out.
I guess you won't be able to go then.
I still have one more shot.
What's that?
I have a cousin who got some complimentary tickets because she works for the company that produces this band's records.
How many tickets did she get?
4. She also got backstage passes.
Backstage passes?
They allow people to go see and talk to the band after the concert. It gets you into restricted areas.
Will she take you?
Maybe if I'm very nice to her. Dialogue 3. Excuse me, miss. Do you think you could help me?
I'd be happy to. What can I help you with today?
I'm looking for an album, but I'm afraid I cannot recall the name.
Do you know the singer or band's name?
I'm sorry, but no.
How about the album title?
I have to say no to that, too.
Okay. Let's start with a description of the artist. Is it one singer or a group?
It's a group, all guys.
That's a start. What kind of music do they play?
They are a pop music group.
That's good. I'll show you where our section is on popular music.
Oh, that would be very helpful.
This is our pop section. The albums are arranged alphabetically by the artist's name.
I think I remember the group's name starting with the letter R.
Let's have a look.
Oh, there it is. I can't believe you helped me find it so quickly.
That's why I'm here. Is there anything else I can assist you with?
Actually, could you show me where your jazz section is?
In the back of the store on the right. I'll show you.
Thank you.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
I'm hoping you could recommend something. My friend's birthday is coming up, and he's a big jazz fan. Unfortunately, I don't know much about jazz and have no idea what to buy for him.
I would recommend this album. It's one of my personal favorites.
Very good. I'll take it.
Why don't you come to the counter and I can ring up your purchases?
Substitutions. 1. Yes, it's quite a coincidence. Yes, it's quite a fluke occurrence. Yes, it's quite a chance encounter. Yes, it's quite a twist of fate meeting up with you. 2. I need to pick up some CDs. I need to pick up some records. I need to pick up some albums. I need to pick up some audio tapes. 3. I'd like the company. I'd be happy for you to join me. Thanks for coming along. I prefer having someone go with me. 4. I hope they don't sell out before I get there. I hope they don't run out before I get there. I hope they aren't out of stock before I get there. I hope they won't be all snapped up before I get there. 5. I tried, but all the ways I've tried to get tickets have failed. I tried, but all the ways I've attempted to get tickets have failed. I tried, but all the ways I've taken a shot at to get tickets have failed. I tried, but all the ways I've worked so hard at to get tickets have failed. 6. That didn't work out? It wasn't successful? That didn't pan out? Did it end in failure? 7. I still have one more shot. I still have one remaining chance. I still have one final opportunity. I still have one last-ditch effort. 8. I have a cousin who got some complimentary tickets because she works for the company that produces this band's records. I have a cousin who got some free tickets because she works for the company that produces this band's records. I have a cousin who got some tickets on the house because she works for the company that produces this band's records. I have a cousin who got some tickets at no charge because she works for the company that produces this band's records. 9. It gets you into restricted areas. It gets you into areas not open to the public. It gets you into areas not for general admission. It gets you into VIP, very important person, areas. 10. Maybe if I am very nice to her. Maybe if I can convince her. Maybe if I can flatter her. Maybe if I can beg and plead enough. 11. Do you think you could help me? Could you assist me? Are you busy or can you help me? Could you please lend me a hand? 12. I'd be happy to. Of course. It would be my pleasure. That's what I'm paid to do. 13. I'll show you where our section is on popular music. I'll show you where our section is on rap music. I'll show you where our section is on classical music. I'll show you where our section is on folk music. 14. Let's have a look. Let's take a peek. Let's check it out. Let's see if we can find it. 15. Why don't you come to the counter and I can ring up your purchases? Why don't you come to the counter and I can add up your costs? Why don't you come to the counter and I can give you a total? Why don't you come to the counter and I can get you paid up? Monologue. As in most countries, music is a very popular form of entertainment and creative expression in the United States. Types of music in America can range from the harmonious melodies of classical music to the cacophonous noise of heavy metal. Although China is most familiar with American popular, dance, and R&B music, there are many more kinds available and widely listened to by Americans. This includes heavy metal, alternative, folk, and rap. In addition, most people don't have just one type of music that they like to listen to, but instead enjoy many genres or kinds. Americans do love their music. In some instances, people will go to extreme lengths to get concert tickets for their favorite singer or group. Some have been known to camp out overnight at ticket offices to ensure that they get concert tickets. When the tickets are sold out, people might even resort to other means. There are people who get tickets to events for the selling price, but then attempt to resell them for more than what they bought them for. These inflated prices can be exorbitant and often are many times more than the original price of the ticket. It just goes to show how much some people are fanatical about their music. Dating. Basic patterns. Are those two still seeing each other? Would you like to get dinner sometime? I'm sorry, but I'm seeing someone. Have you met my girlfriend? Their relationship is having some problems right now. I don't want to commit to one person right now. I think we should see other people. Are you breaking up with me? We should just be friends. I'm not interested in dating right now. Can I go out on a date? I'm really glad you asked me out. I'm a little nervous since this is our first date. Why don't you let me pay since you bought the dance tickets? I was wondering if you had a date to the party next week. Dialogue 1.
Dad, can I ask you a question?
Sure, honey.
Can I go out on a date?
I'm not sure you're old enough.
Please, Dad. I promise to be responsible.
I don't think you're ready.
I'll follow any rules you want.
All right, but let's go over the rules now.
Great!
Don't get too excited. You haven't heard my conditions yet.
What are they?
First, where are you two going?
We're going to the movies.
That should be okay. Second, be home by 10 o'clock p.m.
But that's so early.
You're only 14 years old.
How about 10:30 p.m.? The movie won't even be over until 10 p.m.
Fine, but not 1 minute later. Next, I want to know how you will be getting there and back.
His older brother is driving us.
How old is he?
He's 17.
I'd prefer if either his parents or I took you.
Okay.
Lastly, I want to meet him before you go out together.
Can you talk to him when he comes to pick me up?
I guess that will be acceptable.
Dad, you're so old-fashioned.
Dialogue 2.
I'm really glad you asked me out.
I'm glad you accepted.
I'm having a really good time.
Me too, but I'm a little nervous since this is our first date.
Same here.
Why don't we get something to eat?
Oh, that's fine with me.
What kind of food do you like?
How about Italian? I love spaghetti and meatballs.
I had that for lunch. Could we try something else?
Not a problem. What do you suggest?
Do you like Mexican food? I know a place that serves great tacos.
I don't really care for Mexican food. It's too spicy.
How do you feel about Chinese food?
I think it's great.
I know a restaurant that serves really good Chinese food. The owners are from China, so the food is authentic. After the meal.
That was delicious.
Let's get going. The dance will start soon.
Why don't you let me pay since you bought the dance tickets?
I wouldn't dream of it.
At least let's go Dutch.
I couldn't possibly let you pay.
That's very kind of you.
Dialogue 3. Hi, Lily.
Hello, Kevin.
I'm really glad I ran into you.
Is that so? Why?
I've been trying to get up the courage to ask you a question.
There's no need to be shy. We've known each other for a long time.
I was wondering if you had a date to the party next week.
No, nobody's asked me yet.
You haven't asked anyone yourself?
No. Even though many girls ask guys, it's just not my style.
Well, since you don't have a date, would you like to go with me?
I'd love to.
Great.
We could meet at the party since my house is so out of the way.
Absolutely not. I insist on coming to pick you up. That's the only gentlemanly thing to do.
That's very kind of you.
Is 7 p.m. okay?
That works. If you want to come earlier, we could go out to dinner or I could cook us something.
I would love to try your cooking.
You haven't tasted my cooking yet. You might regret your words.
I'm sure that you're an excellent cook.
Why don't you reserve your judgment until you try my cooking?
Will 5:30 p.m. be okay to come by for dinner?
Yes, I'll see you then.
Substitutions. 1. I'm not sure you're old enough. Maybe we should wait until you are older. Can't you wait until next year? Let's wait until you grow up some more. 2. All right, but let's go over the rules now. All right, but let's make sure you understand the rules now. All right, but let's spell out the rules clearly now. All right, but let's clear up any confusion about the rules now. 3. Don't get too excited. Wait before you get too happy. Don't get your hopes up yet. Reserve your judgment. 4. But that's so early. So soon. Just a little later. That's not enough time. 5. Dad, you're so old-fashioned. Dad, you're living in the past. Dad, you're extremely conservative. Dad, you're too traditional. 6. I'm really glad you asked me out. I'm really glad you asked me for a date. I'm really glad you invited me to go out. I'm really glad you called me up for a date. 7. How about Italian? How about Thai? How about Indian? How about French? 8. What do you suggest? Do you have an idea? What's your opinion? Do you have a place in mind? 9. That was delicious. The food was wonderful. That's the best meal I've had in a while. I'll have to come back to this restaurant. 10. At least, let's go Dutch. At least, let me pay half. At least, I'll pay for my meal. At least, let's split the tab. 11. I've been trying to get up the courage to ask you a question. I've been trying to work up the nerve to ask you a question. I've been trying to get enough confidence to ask you a question. I've been trying to overcome my shyness to ask you a question. 12. We've known each other for a long time. We have been friends for years. We know each other well. We are very familiar with each other. 13. There's no need to be shy. There's no need to be bashful. There's no need to be timid. There's no need to be self-conscious. 14. That's the only gentlemanly thing to do. That's the only chivalrous thing to do. That's the only gallant thing to do. That's the only gracious thing to do. 15. You might regret your words. You might think twice about your words. You might be disappointed. You might be sorry you said that. Monologue. Who should pay for the cost of a date? This question can be a confusing topic. In the past, it was assumed that men would pay for all the costs. However, now times have changed. Women have become much more independent, both financially and socially. Since most women work in America, they have greater monetary resources. There is really no financial reason why they cannot pay for a date. Socially, women have demanded equality. Some want this equality to extend to not just legal and political aspects of life, but also social interactions like dating. There are some women who not only ask men out for dates, but also insist on picking up the tab. In fact, they might become insulted if their dates do not let them pay. On the other hand, some women expect the man to pay. They like the old-fashioned or chivalrous, where men treat women very kindly, politely, and thoughtfully, behavior. The best policy for men is to offer to pay. But if the woman insists strongly on paying for the entire bill or her own portion, called going Dutch, then the man should defer.